All right, guys, thank you for watching me again. I don't know why some of you guys like to watch me for an hour and a half, 2 hours straight, but I do appreciate it. But I do have to, flown grown. You asked the question of was it a hammock? I wasn't in a hammock that night. That night I was actually going to pitch a tent, but I decided not to because I was sleeping. I was going to sleep in a lean-to, and my buddy was going to pitch the tent, and he should have gotten in the tent. I was going to sleep in a lean-to. I was fine with it, but yeah, we didn't pitch the tent. We both suffered like assholes the entire night. Paul left. Joe, thank you for the 5x5. Patty, thank you for the 5x5. Calamity Girl, what's going on? Adam, Ozark, Raccoon, Grit and Grace, Dobie, thank you for the 5x5. Carbon Q, thank you for joining us. Prep to Adapt. Joseph, WTC, Calamity Girl, Ekte, whatever the hell your name is. Kathy, Eric, Glock, another friend, thank you for the 5x5. Countess Vaughn, excuse me. Water Tiger, Crow, Wallace, Jim, thank you for the 5x5. Demanan, I don't know how to say it. Don, thank you for the World War 3 by 3. Adam, Kaya, Renee, Groundhog, thank you for the 5x5. Jim, Eli, excuse me. Thank you for the 5x5. Joey, thank you for the Angry by Prepper. Greg, Boats, Prepper Revelator. Another friend, thank you for the 5x5. South Florida, aka Doug, thank you for 5x5. Lexi, Rat, thank you for the 5x5. Demo Man Don. All right, Demo Man Don, thank you for the. He's like this fucking idiot. I gotta break it up for him. Demo Man Don. All right, thank you. Lexi, the temp that night was minus 10. Lower than that. I'm lying. It was lower than that. It might have been minus 27. Shit, man. I don't have the. I had it written down somewhere, and I can't remember. It was below. It was below minus 20. That much I know. I want to say minus 27. And it was because of the wind. We were on the north side of the mountain, so we were getting fucking hammered. And the lean-to faced north, so the wind was blowing into the lean-to as well. We put up a piece of plastic to cut the wind somewhat, and the plastic was flapping all fucking night. It was all fucking night, kept us up, and we were both suffering in silence. If there was ever a fucking definition of suffering in silence, that was it. Yeah, listen. After that night, the cold is not a really big to do. I'm gonna say that it was minus 20 or 27, but it was up. It was down there. It was fucking low. It was cold as shit. And again, not be able to feel anything when I got up that morning. That was yeah, it was interesting. So, Boats, thank you for bringing up the question of what do I think about Biden giving his son a pardon. I don't know why people are so surprised about it. Everybody's surprised. I'm like, what are we surprised about? You surprised that this shitbag administration pulled that move? Why? That is the very essence of the Biden administration. Scumbaggery. That is what they do. And that's what politicians do. They lie. So why was anybody surprised by it? I don't give a shit that he pardoned his son. It does nothing for us, and it does nothing to us. I don't care. And anyway, as a dad, that's what you would do. You would and listen, it wasn't Biden who did it. It was Biden's wife, Jill. She did that. She just forged a signature on a fucking piece of paper. It wasn't him. This man doesn't even know he has a son anymore, let alone that. Like, yo. You know, and people are like flipping out and bothered by it. I'm like, yo, it is nothing to be bothered or flipped out about. It is what it is. Rob Keith, you got to see the people like, yo, what do you think of? Like, people ask me what I think about it. I'm like, that was to be had. That was to be. I knew that was going to happen. And granted, what's her name? What the hell's that black bitch's name? The fucking the idiot, the moron, the press speaker. She keeps saying, "Oh, he is not going to pardon his son," and then she's like, "I said it before. I'll say it again. He is not pardoning his son." She goes, another clip. How many times do I have to say this? He is not pardoning his son. It's not a surprise, man. He was going to do that. I thought he was going to do it a little closer to leaving office. I didn't think he was going to do it now, but I guess that's a Christmas gift to his son. So maybe that's why he did it now. I thought he was going to do it like in January, right before he left the office. Like his last act as president, sign this shit off and leave. But that wasn't the case. So he did it. He did a lot sooner than I thought. I thought he was going to wait till the last minute. But again, it doesn't have any bearing on us, like none at all. There's nothing to be worried about. No one fucking cares. Jean-Pierre Corinne. Yes, her. Is it Jean-Pierre Corinne or is it Corinne Jean-Pierre? Which is it, guys? Yes, the black Raggedy Ann doll. Thank you, Johnny308. It's exactly what she looks like. And someone's pulling her strings. But, maybe he's stepping down soon. Maybe so. Maybe, I like that. Maybe so. Yeah, it could be it. Maybe he's going to dip out. Chris Bulldog, maybe so. That could be it. I wasn't looking at it that way, but I know that they were talking about him stepping down so Kamala Harris could step in. And that was some political advisor or commentator. Can't remember what it was, but he said, it was a black guy, he said that the best thing Biden can do right now is step down so that, and I quote, we can get our first female black president. This is what this asshole said. I was like, wait, what? So you want him to step down just so that this fucking, drunken pirate can have her 14 seconds of fame as president of the United States? Get the fuck out of here. But now I can see them doing that. I can wholeheartedly see them doing that. Right, and he's giving Ukraine more money, and he's giving a big shipment of weapons to the Ukraine as well. So go figure that shit out. Like, that's the craziness. The fact that he's giving them more money, what is it? $600 million more, whatever it is, and then a big weapons shipment. Though they are not giving Ukraine nuclear weapons. That's not happening. Oh, shit. Fuck. Anyway. Kickback for his retirement, I guess. She would be number 47, and then Trump would be 48. And again, I could see the Democratic Party being petty, and we're like, well, he was claiming to be 47, so we make her 47, he'll be 48, and all the merchandise he printed out would be no good. I could see them doing that shit. She came back to D.C. yesterday. She did. They're up to something. They're up to no good. I tell you that much. I tell you, the Democratic Party is way too quiet right now. Way too quiet. But if she came back to D.C., her fucking alcoholic self, they're up to no good. Anyway. Who's coughing? Sometimes I hate this watch. Just sometimes. Anyway. But, yeah, so like I said, that could be the plan. The Democratic Party, like I said, the merch will be collectible. You're right, it would be, but that's not how liberals think, Adriana. They don't think like that. They're thinking, oh, he printed all of that. He printed all that merch. We're going to screw him up anyway. I'm like, that's not how it works. But the Democrats don't know that. They're dumb. They're idiots. They're morons. Adriana, I don't see Trump pardoning the J6 people. I don't. Like, not at all. I don't even think that's going to be on his agenda. It would be nice if he does that, but I don't see that happening. Accepting a pardon is admitting guilt. Annie, not necessarily true. That I disagree with. That is not necessarily true. A pardon is not admitting guilt. A pardon is just, it can be just that. Wiping his son's record clean is what it's actually doing. Whether he did it or not is irrelevant. Again, that's something that doesn't affect us. Everybody was, harping on it and like, oh, it was a gun charge, it was this, and it doesn't fucking matter. None of this shit matters. Do you think she will show up for the inauguration? I don't know. I know Biden said he would. But again, what Biden says now and what happens January 20th is two different things. It's two different things. Oh boy. But I don't know, man. I think the all of it is bullshit. The truth of everything is bullshit. The video, the live stream title today, the truth about telling the truth. You know what I found interesting, guys, about just the truth in itself, no matter what it is again, like Jack Nicholson said, you can't handle the truth. That is a simple fact. People cannot handle truths, and I think that's why we're fucking always lied to. Majority of people can't handle simple fact. Majority of people can't handle simple truths. And that is why we're also being lied to, because we believe it. No matter what the government will tell us, we'll sit there and believe. Look at Russian propaganda, look at American propaganda, French, UK, you name it, China, North Korea. North Korea and China are pretty fucking bad with their propaganda. I mean, they're bad, but I think Russia is number one and the United States is number two. Though, if you ask the Russians that, the Russians are probably going to say we're number one and they're number two. But in fact, I think China is number one with their propaganda. North Korea, number two. Number three would be Russia, and number four would be us. The propaganda with North Korea and China are fucking a perfection. It is really bad over there. Like, really bad. And to watch some of the propaganda of other countries, they make us look mild. Very mild. Especially North Korea propaganda. It's fucking, if you watch North Korea propaganda, you're gonna sit there looking at this going, these people believe this shit because they were raised on it. They were raised on that propaganda for decades. Russians were raised on it, and so were Americans. But a lot of us are awake enough to know what's real and what's not, what's a lie and what's not. At the very least, we question it and go, yeah, right. At the very least, we do that. We don't sit there and accept everything we're told, like, okay. Now, granted, a lot of this shit that I read it as is. And a lot of the times when I read some of this stuff, I'm like looking at it like, yeah, I don't think so, but whatever. Got to read something, right? But listen, guys, we could be lied to about everything. All of this could be a lie. This could be one giant fucking petri dish for some fucking science project for some fucking alien, right? This could be God's fucking playground, watching us, seeing what we do next. There are so many different things out there that this could be, and we will probably never know the truth. Or maybe we will when we die. Who knows? But it's all Dr. D. The Matrix thing, that keeps coming up. A lot of people keep bringing that up. A lot of people like, oh, this dude, we're in a construct because, and then like they come up with reasons why they think we're in a Matrix. Google censorship said China 1, US 2, Russia 3. And then North Korea number 4. Because we're the top 5 propaganda artists. I know we're up there. We're in the top 5 for sure, but I think Russia beats us out because Russia propaganda is fucking insane. If you look at the amount of people they throw in jail in Russia for speaking out against the Russian government, how many people have we thrown in jail in the United States speaking out against the government? I don't know anybody that's been as bad as Russia or China. China throws people in jail all the time, like all the time. It's insanity. North Korea, forget about it. You die. If they think you spoke out against the government in North Korea, you're dead. There's no happy, there's no middle ground. You're dead, even if they think so. They are up there. They like you speak out against them, you're locked up. Here in the United States, we could speak out against them all the time. I will not end up in jail. There will not be anybody knocking on my door looking to throw me in jail. But if you do that shit in Russia, China, or North Korea, you will be in jail and or dead. You will not make it to see the next fucking couple of days. In any other and in other countries like was it Australia or the UK, where if you say some shit about transgender people, they come to your house to arrest you because you said some shit online. That's up there. Who's 5? The UK? Maybe? I don't know. But maybe the UK or France, or maybe it's tied between France and the UK as far as the number 5 position goes. The difference in their propaganda encourages their people to follow leadership and government. Right, quest conquest, but their government is bad, and so they want people to encourage. They're encouraging people to follow a bad government and or president leadership. We are teaching kids to hate, at the very least, a good country. I wouldn't say leadership because our leadership that's an argument for a different day. We don't have good leadership here. We don't have a good government. I mean, we have a good government. We have a better government than others, but I wouldn't say we were great. We're definitely a lot better than others. Again, we're not getting visits from the police force to arrest you for some social media posts you made. We're not that bad. Yeah, granted, YouTube gets rid of your videos and demonetizes you, but again, you don't have the thought police showing up at your house. Always keep that in perspective. You always have somebody worse. European Union's number 5. I would have probably said NATO. Is that what you mean? Number 5? But yeah, it's all bad, man. But anyway, guys, if you don't mind, hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down. That helps out. Thank you. Somebody just threw that out there. Thank you, another friend, for reminding people to hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down. I appreciate that. Could have gone that way if... The overbearing... Here's the problem with the propaganda. Trump is now president-elect. The left, again, you can go on Twitter or X. The left seems to think that there was propaganda articles and posts about Donald Trump, and that's why we were convinced to vote for him. It's like, wait, what? Yardbirds quotes, "We'll know our disinformation program is complete when everything in the American public believes is false." Everything the American public believes is false. William Casey. Who is William Casey, by the way? That name sounds very familiar. But the problem is, again, Yardbirds, everything is false, and we don't know what to believe. I don't know what to believe anymore. I thought I did. I thought I knew what to believe, but I have no fucking clue what to believe anymore. Everything is up in the air. Right? We're being told so many lies. It's insane now. What do we believe? What don't we believe? You know that if a new situation starts up again, a pandemic, what are we going to believe? Because there was a article that just stated that their findings of the whole Mr. 19 event, that the social distancing was not science-based. And he sort of knew that. And he had people saying that it was science-based. I'm like, there was no science at all. Fauci admitted to it, and then the findings of the whole COVID handling just admitted to it. And yet, people still believe that social distancing is a thing. And the people who enacted this, the people who put this in play, are admitting that it didn't work and there was no science to it. And people will still go off of a lie because that lie made them feel comfortable. So, of course, that's what we deal with too. You deal with, for example, people still think ivermectin is bad. After they just said that it's back in play for treatment of Mr. 19. But other doctors and people are still sitting there, it's a horse dewormer. No, it's not. It's not just that. But even if you tell people that it's back in play, that you can use it again, they're still going off the old news and they're still saying to themselves, I'm not going to use it. This is what we have to deal with. We have to deal with people who are tainted with bad information and when shown the truth, will not budge and stand in their own shit and piss if you let them. They will not budge on whatever it is now, even if you show them facts. I don't believe that. That could be a lie. So now we're believing that everything's a lie is a problem. You got to look at certain things, I guess, with a wider lens and take it for what it's worth. I think that's that's where we are right now. That we can't believe everything, but we can't write everything off. Because if you write everything off, if you write everything off, you end up in an area where you become the crackpot. Because now you're coming with your own conspiracy theories and everything can't be a conspiracy. Though when it comes to the government, it pretty much is. But you can't go down that road because then you go down to Crazyville. And now you're in Crazyville by your fucking self. But if you believe everything that you're told, then you're a gullible idiot and people will get over on you any and every chance they get. There is a middle ground. So the middle ground is reading both sides and coming up with your own conclusion. You know, like the whole health thing. They're trying to get RFK in trouble right now by people saying if RFK starts implementing his policies, he's going to make a lot of Americans sick. I'm like, what? Because he wants to get fluoride out of the water. Kids' teeth are going to rot out of their heads. Not if they brush their teeth correctly. Not if the parents do their jobs like they did before fluoride was put in water. If they do their jobs and teach their kids how to brush their teeth 2-3 times a day, you will not have that problem. There's more than enough toothpaste that has fluoride in it. There's more than enough toothpaste that has that other compound in it that actually helps fight cavities. If you give them that toothpaste, you don't need fluoride. He wants to change the food industry. The food industry is panicking right now because a lot of the ingredients he is going to outlaw. Like all of the color shit, like the red dye, blue, he wants to get rid of that shit. Any of the cancer-causing agents in the food, wants to get rid of that. Any of the fillers, gone. You know, forget about soy, get rid of that shit. He wants to get all of that done, and the food industry is panicking. Mia, I read that somewhere. I gotta find that article again. That ivermectin can do that, can help with cancers. But again, Mia says I give it to my dogs for worms. Yeah, and you can give it to yourself. And they said that there was an added benefit to ivermectin. So again, right, and the added benefit to it was it helps raise the oxygen saturation in your blood in 24 hours versus a few weeks, right, or a few days rather, or a few days, and it has the benefits. Then they're finding out more benefits with ivermectin. So obviously, when that information comes out, I'll do it on the midweek report. But there's a lot of shit. Soy mimics estrogen, right? And then the estrogen, raising estrogen, or that kind of estrogen, boosts breast cancer in women. And so he wants to get rid of all of that shit. And that's what we should be doing. That's what we should be doing. Getting rid of all of that shit and going back to the way it was before they started putting all that nonsense in it. A lot of these places are going to flip out because what he does next is going to undoubtedly piss off a lot of people. A lot of it, yes, on our yes, Highlander. I saw a couple articles. I didn't read them. I want to do a couple on that. But yeah. So yeah, and they're also trying to say that COVID, Mr. 19, can help with cancers. So we shall see. We shall see where all of this goes. They made soy sauce out of soy sauce out of soy boys. Tongue twister. But yeah, man. Shit show it is. Oh wow, went a little longer than I thought, but all right, cool. All right, guys, so I'm gonna get off the air. I gotta go clean my kitchen and then go for one of my walks. It is freezing outside. I like that the weather apps now, they don't tell you like the temperature anymore. Like you'll get a notification and it'll say New York freezing. No shit, it's freezing. How about giving me the fucking temperature instead of coming down and sitting there and just saying it's freezing? They'll tell me like upstate New York somewhere freezing. Really, dickhead? We know it's fucking freezing. How about just giving us the temperature? How about we just you just tell us the temperature and that's it. Telling me it's freezing is fucking very obvious. Like right now in New York City, it's 29 degrees. My dick's gonna fall off outside, but nonetheless, I gotta go for a walk. So I'll suck it up for a little bit, 20 minutes. It'll be a fast walk. But if that wind blows in my face and goes down my fucking back or back of my shirt or something, I'll do an about face and come back upstairs. Or I could just ride my bike for 20 minutes. I can also do that. Lexi, you walk outside this late? Yeah, I walk out. And outside at 29 degrees, there's not going to be anybody outside. I mean, maybe a crackhead or two frozen to the ground, but they're no threat because they're frozen to the ground. They're not going to be able to move. They're all fucking frozen in place because they move so slow like sloths. This cold is undoubtedly going to freeze them to the sidewalk. Get a walking pad. I am actually, Lexi, going to get a treadmill. The one that you have to run on to move, like the CrossFit one. I'm trying to get one of those. Man, if I could, that'd be awesome. Talk to your camera, do a walk-in chat. Not tonight. I don't feel like holding a camera and talking at the same time. Maybe. Maybe. I won't do that tonight. I'll do that another night. Maybe I should do it tonight. Do it on the Angry Prepper. Just a walk. Because I really want to show you, because the amount of fucking crap. I labeled my live stream, by the way, the last one, Crackpocalypse, and I got demonetized for that. Take some ivermectin, it'll grow back. Yeah, sure it will. But yeah, I don't know. That I'm just gonna fucking go for a walk. If I see some interesting shit, his hands will freeze off. Someone said, "Do it." Yeah. I mean, because then I'll be just talking. There's nothing to really show you guys. I'll do it another day. I'll do it another night, and I'll think of something to talk about. But anyway, guys. Other than that, I'm gonna go. Like I said, finish cleaning my fucking mess of the kitchen. Go for a walk, and then off to bed I go. Other than that, guys, thank you for joining me. I will see you guys for the doubleheader Thursday night. Nothing tomorrow night. Wednesday midweek report tomorrow morning. I think I'm gonna do that one at 9 o'clock. Stream your own. Hudson Valley says stream your own mugging. Yo, this here's a quick facts actually. In the police, EMS, and fire world, nights like tonight work out in your favor as a cop or EMT. You get less calls because it's cold outside. Less people are sick. Less crime happen because it's too cold. So if I walk around now, there's going to be nobody outside. So there's not going to be any muggings. But nights like tonight, if I was at the firehouse, the chances of going to a fire increase for every degree below, I think it's 32, or is it 40? But every degree below 35. increases the chance of going to a fire. Anyway, other than that, guys, good night. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you guys Thursday for the doubleheader.